I did this animation.
So obviously what you're gonna wanna do is go to animation. I put it to 12 frames. I think I did more than that because I just kept on duplicating, but I'll get to that. Basically, what you want to do, right? I found the base. Basically, I found the base. This was the base. I found it on Pinterest. And what I did was I just filled it out. Okay. I just copied it and filled it out. So once you get your base, once you filled out your base, that's done, okay? So then what you want to do is you want to duplicate the layer. So now you have 2 of these. And what you want to do is in the folder, right? You want to take the sketch. So yeah, take the sketch. And everything else should be in a layer. Like the whole thing before the sketch, before you remove the sketch, everything should be in a folder. You take the sketch out from the folder and then you turn everything off. Okay? That's what you need to do. Then, I don't know how you say this. I don't know what this is called. I don't know if it's opacity. I don't know. That, you want to lower it down to like 30, 31. Anything to make sure you can see it, but like it's not going to interfere with your next layer. Then what you want to do is you want to add a layer. Okay, then I moved the cheek, like made it gappy around the bottom, but made it slim around the top. So it would be like, maybe look like it was drooping a bit. So that's what I did, right? I don't want it to be too thick. That's what I'm doing. We're gonna rub out the too thickness in a sec. Right? Right, and then once you've done that, you're gonna wanna rub out the thickness. No shade. Right? You're gonna rub out the thickness. No shade. Then what you wanna do is you wanna, on your sketch layer, you want to look at what like is going to be gappy, and you want to erase that out. So just doing what I'm doing, right? Make sure just making sure it's like aligned with the sketch of your next animation frame. And if it's like not, just fix it up. Okay, and then you want to turn up the opacity, right? So now your cheek is going down, okay, down. And then you want to put it back. You want to merge it. No, you want to merge it first. Then you want to put it back into your folder, okay? Now you turn on the folder. You open the folder, and you see how there's like a little gap. You just want to fill. Just fix it up, okay? Just fix everything up. Oops. Right, wrong layer. You want to just fix everything up. Now, what I did next was I basically put like everything on her face on a different layer, and then her earrings on a different layer because yeah. So basically this is like without this layer. So you can see that I've put crumbs on her face, right? So what you want to do is you want to lasso the crumbs, and the direction where the crumbs are going, you want the direction where the cheek is going, you want the crumbs to go. So if the cheek is going up, you move the crumbs up. If the cheek is going down, you move the crumbs down. Just the smallest bit to indicate that she's chewing, and that, because chewing has a lot of motion, so it's not going to be just her cheek moving, right? And then you want to do it with the other crumb as well. Hold on. You want to move it down just a little bit. Right, and then that's done for the cheek, right? But I was like, that's not gonna work. So what I did was I went to the sketch again, and I clicked this thingy. I don't know what that is called. Yeah, the the scale thing. And I clicked the mesh form, and I just moved the lips like inwards a little bit to indicate that she's chewing, so that it doesn't look still. So this is what it should look like. I don't know if that was the same thing as what I did, but there's obviously gonna be a frame in between. right? So what you want to do now is you want to duplicate this layer again. Your layer has been duplicated, and you just want to repeat the same thing that you've done with this layer on this layer, but this time you want the cheek to go up. So this time you just do the same thing but the cheek going up. So I'm just going to speed this through. So that is the chewing bit done, okay? So that's what I did for the chewing bit. And if you want a repetitive cycle, just duplicate the first layer, duplicate the second layer, duplicate the third layer in that same order, so it just looks like you're chewing, okay? It just looks like your character is chewing, okay? Then I think I did something like she was swallowing, like something. Yeah, I did do that. So basically what you want to do is you duplicate the first layer, because that's the easiest layer you want to duplicate, okay? The first layer is always going to, the first frame is always going to be the easiest thing you want to duplicate, right? So you do the same thing, but this time instead of a chewing motion, what you want to do is you want to do like make it look like a normal chibi, okay? So you just want to remove the cheek. So you just, oops, this is still on lasso. I don't know why I'm still doing a cheek, but you just want to make it into a normal chibi. It doesn't look like she's chewing, your character is chewing, whoever you're drawing is chewing, right? It's a really, really long tar, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, I don't even know why it took so long for this. Obviously, if you want, you can add more frames in between, you know. Because, like, it's not perfect, but, like, it's fun to do. Like, I actually had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this one again. And maybe I can make it less choppy. Because last time I did it, and it was so choppy, I don't even know why. Like, I added more frames, I could duplicate the frames and they got more choppy, I don't even know. Anyway, you want to rub out the bits outside the lines, obviously. And I'll show you how you want to clean that up properly. Just connect everything again. Just connect everything. Hide the opacity and then merge the layers. Okay? You want to clean it up once again. And once that's clean, wait, you just want to see, yeah. So once that's clean, then you want to duplicate this layer now. You want to duplicate that layer because, you know, it's the swallowing layer. I keep saying layer, it's frame. Then, as I said before, you want to take the sketch out, lower the opacity, turn off the folder, add another layer. Then, whatever shaped thing you're swallowing, whatever shaped thing your character is swallowing, I've made it a lump. So you want to make it right by the chin, I guess, like the top of the throat to like midsection of the throat. Like spikes, I guess. I just did that to make it look like she's swallowing a Kuroko-sized plush. But, you know, we move, we ball at dawn, and then you want to erase the throat bit and then connect it properly to make it look legit. And then, yeah, then you want to hide the opacity, merge the layers, lower it, put it back in the folder, turn on the folder and fix it. And then you want to duplicate the previous layer, and then say it with me now. take the sketch out of the folder, turn off the folder, lower the opacity, add another layer, and just like okay, you want to make it smooth again, right? So you just want to, now it's either you're done with the swallowing, but what I did was I continued with the bump, and I know that's not where the throat goes, but you know, like I said, we bore, and just clean it up again. It's just a lot of continuing from where you left off and cleaning up, which is what I like about this animation, even though it's my first animation. So
yeah, just make sure you clean that shit up. Come on. Then
do what you've done before many times. Merge the layers, and then put it back in the folder, and then clean it up again. And then to show that there's nothing else in her throat, you just want to duplicate the previous layer. Duplicate. That's how I did a chewing animation, guys. But like, if you want a repetitive animation, you just duplicate your first layers. Yeah, that's how I did it. I mean, if you want the licking thingy, all I did was duplicate this layer again. Then I got the color of the crumb, made it just a little bit darker, then put like a little tonguey bit, filled that in, got something else darker, got another color, darker color to like show the line of the tongue. That's way too light. Yeah, and then duplicated this layer again, scribbled that out. Wait, I put the tongue on top, then I put the same dark layer on the tongue here, and I erased that. And then what I did was I duplicated this layer. I completely forgot to put the tongue on a separate layer. So to make it easier for you, you might actually just want to put the tongue on a separate layer. Copy. And then paste. And then you want to lower. Hold on, let me just fix this real quick. Then you want to lower the opacity, and then add another layer. Put your tongue towards the crumb, and then you just want to keep doing the same thing. But hold on, let me just turn off this layer and then duplicate it, and then lower the opacity for this one just a little bit, maybe around the same opacity as the previous one as well. And then add another layer. Do the tongue again. And then what you want to do is, because you're licking the crumbs off, you want to remove the crumbs. So you go to the layer where your crumbs are, and then you just use the same skin color as the thingy to just remove the crumbs. And then there you go. And then what I did was I duplicated this layer. But I removed the crumbs. So and then I copied this tongue. So copy, paste, but I lowered the opacity. So that it looked like the crumbs were being eaten. So that's how I did the animation. And to make her look like an extra fatty who just ate, you want to duplicate the layer where you swallowed, right? Like there's nothing in the mouth, nothing in the throat. And you want to draw the mouth open, like so. And then you put the color of the mouth in there. And then yeah,